Hi viewers, in the last class I have discussed Turing Machine as an integer, and I also discussed an example for performing addition. Now today I am going to explain the problem regarding a subtraction of two integers, that is f of x comma y is equal to x minus y. If x minus y, here we are getting a result if x is greater than y, or else we get 0 if x is less than or equal to y. So the input tape we are representing, here also we are representing x number of zeros and y number of zeros, but in subtraction it is separated by 1. In the later operation in addition, we are separating these x and y arguments by blank symbol, that is b. But in subtraction, we are separating these two arguments by 1, so that the input tape can be represented as a 0 power x, 1, 0 power y, like this. And this is the entire transition diagram to performing a subtraction of two integers. See, here the calculation process is step by step. I am explaining here by taking an example also. I am taking x value as 3, y value as 2, performing an operation 3 minus 2. Finally, I get a 1. So 1 means the input tape must contain that number of resultant number of zeros. Then that will be the final answer. Now, in the first step, I have to take the transition like this, delta of, so from Q0, from initial state I am starting, so from the initial state I am taking a 0 as input, from Q0 comma 0, which tends to alternatively see the transitional representation also. So at first we are getting a 0 of x argument. The first b can be rewritten as a capital B and move to right. So here, so I am changing the state from Q1 to Q0 to Q1 and change this input b 0 to B and move to right. And see the tape here, I am building the tape. B, and this particular 0 is rewritten as B, and remaining all should be zeros, and move to right. Everything should be same for this transition. After that, I am in a Q1 state now. Next input is 0. In Q1 state, if I get 0, rewritten the 0 by 0 and move to right. So if we get zeros in Q1 state, keep on changing to right, moving to right, and replace all those b zeros to 0 itself. So 0. So here I am replacing this 0 as it is and moving to right, and remaining data is replaced as it is. Now I am in Q1 state. What is the input now? 0. In Q1 state, if I get 0, so with the same state, 0 remains the same and moving to right. So 0 remains the same, moving to right here. Now the read write head indicates a B, sorry 1. Now again I am in Q1 state. Now I get the input as a 1. In Q1 state, if I get 1, so rewritten that 1 into 1 and move to right. So I am changing the state also here. Q2 state, 1 remains 1 and move to right. B, B, 0 0. So 1 as it is I am replacing and moving to right. Now I am in Q2 state. So Q2 state, what is the input here? 0, which tends to, in Q2 state, if I get 0, this 0 is rewritten as 1 and move to left by changing the state. By changing the state, so this 0 can be rewritten as 1 and moving to left. B 0 0 1. So here 0 is rewritten, this 0 is rewritten as 1 and moving to left. So, B. Now I am in which state? Q3 state. So what is the input now? 1. See here, in the Q3 state, if I get 1, so that 1 can be replaced itself and move to left. If I get 0 also in this particular state, so 0 remains same and move to left. So now here I am getting 1. So that in the same state, so 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to left. So 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to left here. Now I am in Q3 state. So now I am getting input as 0. Same. If I get 0 in Q3 state, Q3 state itself and the 0 remains the same and moving to left. B 0. The 0 is as it is moving to left here. So remaining all elements or symbols should be same. Now I am in Q3 state, getting 0 again, the same transition I am writing. So just I am moving to left in the input to tape. B. So moving to left here, 0 remains the same, remaining all bits as it is I am writing. Okay. Now in this particular state, Q3 state, if I get B, what to do? See the transition diagram. So if I get B here, so it change the state to Q0 and B is rewritten as B and move to right. So from here we have to start the second iteration. See. So in Q3 state, if I get input as B, so I am changing the state as Q0 and B remains same and moving to right. Right means the read write head indicates this particular 0. Now see, now I am in Q0 state. So in Q0 state, what is the input? 0. So here I am writing again. In Q0 state, what is the input? 0. In Q0 state, it is 0, which derives. So changing the state to Q1. So this B is rewritten as, this 0 is rewritten as B and moving to right. See the tape here. So see the tape here. What is the last tape? Last tape data I am writing here. This B, this particular 0 is rewritten as B and moving to right. Now the read write head indicates this particular 0. 0, 1, 1, 0, B. Now see, delta of, now I am Q1 state. In Q1 state, I am getting, in Q1 state I am getting again 0, the same. In Q1 state I am getting 0 means, so within the state 0 and moving to right. B, B, B. So same, moving to right here. So remaining all bits are as it is I am writing. Next, delta of, in Q1 state, what is the input now? 1. Derives. So in Q1 state, if I get 1, 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to right. So in Q1, so 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to right. Now the input type becomes B, 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 0, 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to right. Now delta of, now I am in Q1 state, what is the input here? Is 1, the same. If I get 1, just move to right by placing 1 itself. Moving to right. Now the read write head indicates this 0. Now here in Q1 state, now I am getting input as 0. See, in Q1 state I am getting a, in Q1 state I am getting, sorry, if I get 1, I am moving to Q2 state. If I get in Q1 state, I am getting 1 means it goes to Q2 state. In Q2 state, I will get this particular 0. In Q2 state, if I get 0, then here see the transition diagram. In Q2 state, if I get 0, so this 0 can be rewritten as 1 and move to left by changing the state also. If I get 0, so change the state. So 1 is rewritten, 0 is rewritten as 1 and move to left. B, 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 0, 1, 1. This particular 0 in Q2 state. I get 0, this is rewritten as 1 and move to left. Move to left, which means here the read write head indicates here. Now delta of Q3, now I am in Q3 state. So what is the input here? 1. What is the input here? 1. In Q3 state, if I get 1, see the transition diagram again. So in Q3 state, if I get 1, 1 is rewritten as 1 and move to left. If I get 0, so 0 is rewritten as 0 and move to left. So continuously in Q3 state, 1 is rewritten as 1 and move to left. So same. So B, 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 0, 1, 1, 1, B. So from here I am moving to left. Now I am in Q3 state itself. Again I am getting 1, the same transition as it is I am writing entire thing. So tape is changed to 1 step left. Same tape, 1 step left, which means the read write head indicates 0. Now in Q3 state I am getting 0. Already we have seen this transition. Getting 0 means 0 is written as 0. The same state 0 is written as 0 and moving to left. moving to left. So 0 is written as same. Now in this particular state Q3, if I get input as B, so see the transition diagram. In the Q3 state, if I get B, it is changing the state Q0, and B is rewritten as a B and moving to right. So here also, here I am changing the state as Q0. Okay, B remains the same and moving to right. B is rewritten as B itself and moving to right here, which indicates 0. See, at this particular stage, we have an input tape like this. Here, if you count the number of zeros, that will be the x minus y resultant, and if you count ones, then it will be the x plus y number of ones remains in the tape. See, I am taking a 3 minus 2 subtraction operation. After performing 3 minus 2, I will get the resultant as a 1. So that here we have a 1 number of zeros. So if I manipulate with y plus 1, y value is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. So in this particular stage, 3 number of ones are there in the input tape. When if Q3 gets input as a B. Now see, now again in a Q0 state, input is 0. Again we have come across this particular state. So in Q0 state, I get 0. So I am changing the state to Q1, and this B is rewritten as 0 is rewritten as B and moving to right. B, this 0 is rewritten as B and moving to right. Now in Q1 state, so what is the input? 1. So in Q1 state, if I get 1 means 1 is rewritten as 1 itself and moving to right again. Q1 state, 1 is rewritten as 1 and moving to Q2 state. One as it is and moving to right. Now I am in Q2 state. Now in Q2 state I am getting 1. See the transition diagram again. In Q2 state I am getting 1 means 1 replaced as 1 and moving to right. B, 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 B. So 1, 1, moving to right, 1, B. So now I am in Q2 state. So getting input as 1, same transition, Q2, 1, R. So B, B, 1, 1, 1, so B. In this particular stage, in Q2 state, if I get B, here, see the transition diagram. In Q2 state, if I get B, that B is rewritten as B itself. I am moving to left by changing the state to Q4. In this particular, if I get 1, then it is rewritten as B and move to left. If I get 0, rewritten as 0 itself and keep on moving to left. And in this particular state, Q4 state, if I get B, then this particular B is rewritten as 0, and there we have a halt the entire Turing machine. So after halting the entire Turing machine, the number of zeros placed in the tape will be the resultant. So now I am continuing the state. So see, in Q2 state, if I get input as B, I am changing the state to Q4, and the B is rewritten as B and moving to left. B. So here we know in Q4 state, if I get a 1, so 1 is rewritten as B in the Q4 itself, B, and moving to left. For 3 transitions, for 3 ones are there, for 3 transition it is going to replace it as a B. So I am fastly writing this, you can understand now. So this B1 is rewritten as B, now it is moving to left. The same transition again, Q4 straight I will get 1, input is 1, Q4, B and L. See. So I am changing this to B and moving to left. Same step. So rewritten as B, moving to from here and moving to this. In Q4 state, if I get B, this can be rewritten by changing the state also. Here I am going to change the state to QF, which means final state, and this B is rewritten as 0 and halt the entire system. B, where I am in this particular B is going to change it to 0, B. Now I am halting this entire Turing machine and this tape also. Now observe the result after performing the integer function f of 3 minus 2 is equal to 3 minus 2. F of 3 comma 2 is equal to 3 minus 2. The number of zeros in the tape is 1. So after performing 3 minus 2 also we are getting the answer as 1. So one number of 0 is there in the input tape. With this, the entire problem for a subtraction of 2 integers is completed. Thank you. Thanks for watching. For more updates on flat classes, subscribe my Rajani Tutorials YouTube channel.